Hello, my friend, and welcome to Wisdom Trek. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, your guide to wisdom and creating a living legacy. Thank you for joining us for our 3-day per week, 12 minutes of wisdom podcast. This is day 383 of our trek, and today is Philosophy Friday. Every Friday, we will ponder some of the basic truths and mysteries of life and how they impact us in creating our living legacy. Today, we are continuing our trek, covering the cycles and seasons of life. In particular, we are focusing on the life season of spring. We are broadcasting from our studios at the Big House in Marietta, Ohio. I'm recording this episode on Monday, since we will be leaving for Podcast Movement Conference in Chicago tomorrow, and we'll be away the remainder of this week. The reunion weekend is winding down, with the final cleanup, and the family members are gradually leaving. Our final count was 76 members in attendance, including 7 out of 9 of my siblings, my dad, our aunts, uncles, cousins, nieces, and nephews. The weather was very nice, and everyone appeared to enjoy being back at the Big House for the weekend. We are blessed and humbled to be able to host it. Paul and I always enjoy being the host and the facilitator for the family gatherings. This season of life allows us the opportunity to work on renovating the house and serve in this manner. Speaking of life seasons, let's head out on our trek for today as we continue on the spring season within the cycles and seasons of life, and this section is titled, The Constant, Predictable Patterns of Change. The essence of springtime is faith woven among the threads of massive human effort. Springtime is the fresh air of new opportunity, amidst the dissipating cloud of the winter. Spring is the time when you enter the bleak, empty fields given to you as a new chance to begin again. When you enter those fields, you see the adjoining fields and the blossoming of nature's flowers, such as the daisies and the other miracles of nature which God planted, reminding you now that nature fulfills its promise. Already, the miracle of the season begins to show itself. For the same snow that gave you cause to huddle for warmth during the winter also covered nature's crops, which exist now before your eyes. Expend your effort now, without complaint, without doubt, without permission, and without self-pity over the severity of your winter of circumstances. Did the daisies complain because of the same cold and the same winds? No, they did not, yet they exist either as a reminder or a threat or a promise. Do the lilies hide beneath the cover of the earth, fearing the unexpected return of winter, or do they restrain themselves from the fear of the coming bugs and the weeds of summer? Do the daisies or lilies of the field of nature make excuses, or lie, or linger? They are there because they endured the circumstances and pushed aside the seasonal obstacles of rocks and hard-packed soil, and so must you if your life is to blossom. The same God who gave life and meaning and the opportunities to the new crops of nature now gives you the same blessings. Are you to say that you are less than the lilies or the daisies? Do they have a brain or vision or choice? Do they converse with one another for the sharing of ideas? In his parable in Matthew chapter 6, verses 28 through 30, Jesus taught us, "And why worry about your clothing? Look at the lilies of the field and how they grow. They don't work or make their clothing. Yet Solomon in all his glory was not dressed as beautifully as they are. And if God cares so wonderfully for the wildflowers that are here today and thrown in the fire tomorrow, He will certainly care for you. Why do you have so little faith?" Now, God does provide everything for you, but He does expect you to use your abilities as tools to fulfill His plan. Springtime merely says, "Here I am." Springtime sends us life and its warmth. It sends you a constant message of its arrival. The robin, the squirrels, the return of the swallows, and the berries of the field for those whose storehouses are now empty. Springtime gives a smile to those who respond to its arrival and a tear to those who sit or who only make half an effort. Some will work only a little, enough to give themselves excuses for the meager results come the fall. Some will fish or play or sleep or lie among the wildflowers. Some will plant foolishly or quickly or not take the time to perform to the level of their capabilities or intelligence. Some will trust only in God, who brought forth the wildflowers, forgetting the admonition that faith without works is dead. The warmth, the sun, the fertile fields of spring are but part of the formula for achievement. The catalyst that produces the final result is intense, honest, and consistent human effort. And therein lies the problem. As a human, you are given free will, the right to choose, and the right to use discipline or not to use it. The choice to act with courage or huddle in fear. The choice to think or respond out of habit. When we are given free choice, more often than not, we do choose rest, or choose at least half an effort, or choose a convenient excuse. Sometimes we choose to remain indoors because of its comfort, or by the brook rather than in the field, knowing that the intelligence that lets us perform well will also let us lie well, or excuse ourselves well, or blame circumstances well. Above all, The gift of human intelligence and the freedom of choice that accompanies it is not a blessing, but a curse, for it allows us to even fool and lie to ourselves, which is the height of ignorance. Choose action, not rest. Choose truth, not fantasies. Choose a smile, not a frown. Choose love, not animosity. Choose the good in life and all things, and choose the opportunities as well as a chance to work when springtime smiles on your life. Much of the effort and opportunity of springtime rest in the depth and the degrees of your faith. Life provides no assurance that the planting of seeds will provide the reaping of crops. We only have the demonstrated experience of others to draw upon. The storms of life could cancel out your effort expending in the fields of opportunity. But to expend no effort during the spring will assure no results during the fall. Faith further provides you with an irrevocable law decreed in heaven, which assures that, for every human disciplined effort, you will receive multiple rewards. For each cup planted, a bushel reap. For every good idea given to another, many shall be given you in return. For every demonstrated act of faith, a multiplicity of rewards. For every act of love given, a life of love in return. For each seed of encouragement given to another, a gathering of the honest effort expended during the spring, an hour of honest rest in the fall. For each act of patience and understanding rendered to another, a return of patience from another when your own act gives you cause for disappointment. It is the promise of spring that as you plant, so will you also harvest. If you plant lies, you will harvest lies. Plant greed, harvest poverty. Plant inactivity, harvest an empty storehouse. Choose to procrastinate, and surely the infant giant will grow to become a monster, rendering your future action ineffective. The act of planting during the warm breezes of spring requires that you exert the pain of human discipline. Being unwilling to do so assures that in the coming fall you shall surely experience the greater pain of regret. The difference is that the pain of discipline weighs ounces, the pain of regret weighs tons. You must either plant during the springtime of life or beg from others during the fall. A kernel of wheat produces its own kind. A seed of doubt or fear or distrust placed in the mind also produces after its own kind. As certainly as the soil gives back the same kind which is placed into it, so also does the human mind give back to human circumstances that which you place into it by your choice of human thought. The price or effort of thinking the thoughts of love, prosperity, or self-confidence is no greater price than given to those thoughts of hate, poverty, or self-doubt. Only the rewards are different. Each day is given to you as a new season of spring. The thoughts, deeds, dreams, and efforts of today will provide tomorrow's harvest. To neglect the opportunity given to you this day is to delay your better future. Do not use today to mentally relive yesterday or await the arrival of tomorrow. For tomorrow, when it arrives, will be called today. There is no better day, no better opportunity, no better springtime, no better time to begin than your current moment. Seize the moments as you find them and mold them into your better future. Today's procrastination will surely be tomorrow's regret. For some, the emergence of springtime is a time of great difficulty. Because of your own neglect or inactivity in past seasons, you find your storehouse and your stomach empty. Your need for food or monies is not this coming fall, but right now. The voices of those you love echo their needs brought about by your lack of effort or results, and their eyes look away from you, lest you detect some shame or disappointment shown in them. Under circumstances such as these, you're often given to forgetting that the seasons will neither speed up nor slow down because of your needs. The springtime only appears, but it will not wait, nor will it transform seed into harvest. As always, the seed, as well as your needs, must await the changing seasons. You cannot ask nature for an advance. Talent, need, desire, and prayer are meaningless to those who suffer the painful consequences of earlier neglect. With your empty stomachs, barren storehouses, and great regret, you must enter the fields during the spring, for to neglect once again, because of your demeaning circumstances, is to assure a continuance of your current conditions. Finally, become wise enough to recognize the faint glimmerings of the springtimes of life, which manifest themselves each day. Take advantage of the opportunity to listen to the words of those wiser than yourself, the opportunities to lift a child upon your knee, the opportunity to walk on the beach with someone you love, the opportunity to absorb the value of a good book, the opportunity to speak good things about someone when habit prompts you to find fault, the opportunities to watch the hummingbirds or the flowers or the butterfly perform its strange miracles. Seize the infrequent opportunities to do nothing for a change or something for a change. Force yourself to turn off the television or computer and embrace the opportunities of having a family conversation or even silence. Opportunity surrounds us all, appearing and disappearing just as fast. leaving behind fond memories of those who responded to its appearance or regret to those who were too busy to bother. Life is truly a constant beginning, a constant opportunities, and a constant springtime. You need only to learn to look once again at your life as you did as a child, letting fascination and curiosity give you a welcome cause for taking a second look rather than taking for granted. Fortune, happiness, and peace of mind await those who learn to look for the miraculous hidden among the common. The unique blending of the sun, soil, and seeds of springtime and seasons will provide predictable and miraculous results for those who will learn to take full and complete advantage of the spring. This has been a rather lengthy trail on our trek for today, but one that we really need to take to heart, to consider, and to understand. The immutable laws of planting and harvesting are set by God and cannot be changed or violated any more than you can override the law of gravity. When you grasp this concept, then you can direct and achieve the rich and satisfying life. Next Friday, we will change our season to summer. But our next trek is Motivation Monday, where we will explore how we can realize happiness in your life. So encourage your friends and family to join us, and then come along with us on Monday for another day of Wisdom Trek, Creating a Legacy. That will finish our trek for today. Just as you enjoy your doses of wisdom, we ask you to help us to grow Wisdom Trek by sharing it with your family and friends through email, Facebook, Twitter, or in person when you meet with them, and invite them to come along with us each day. If you'd like to listen to any of the past daily treks, they are available at wisdom-trek.com. And don't forget to subscribe to Wisdom Trek so that each day's trek will be downloaded to you automatically. I would like to also ask you to rate and review us on iTunes so that others will find out about Wisdom Trek and join us. The journal for today's trek is available at wisdom-trek.com. Thank you for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most importantly, I am your friend as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal. As we take this trek together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and leave a living legacy each day. This is Guthrie Chamberlain reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and then create a great day every day. See you on Monday.